Hi, Dr. Calvin, CaneRx. In this video, we're going to talk about um, cervical spine or neck postural considerations as well as stability considerations. So the trifecta to anything in the sort of the rehab atmosphere is that we're going to start with tissue potential. So that's where the CaneRx, the compression distension technique comes in. We're going to work on compressing, creating distension, and we're going to start lengthening and optimizing that tissue potential so that it can do the things, has the potential to do the things that we want it to do. And then we're going to add global flexibility. So then we're going to do these global stretches with that area. And then at the end, we're going to put tissue demand onto it. Now we're going to actually put demand on that tissue. That's going to enhance the strength. That's going to enhance the recruitment characteristics and in order of those particular areas. And it sort of what rounds out sort of our rehabilitative agenda. So for the neck, the first thing I'm going to talk about, it's going to be a little bit longer of video, but it's very important, is what is ideal posture, okay? Ideal posture for the spine is if you find a wall and you get up against the wall, your feet can be out. They don't have to be against the wall. So you can put your feet out to make it comfortable. But put your butt, your shoulder blade, just your shoulder blade, not your shoulder, but your shoulder blade and the back of your head in contact with that wall. Those three spines, the ears now are over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, that's neutral spine, okay? This position you had at one point. When you went from a crawling baby to a standing baby, you were in this position. You did it perfectly for 6 years, and then we sent you to school, and then you sat down and you rounded out your back and you bent your head forward. When you were born, you were one curve. You were just one big C curve in your spine. As you turned 2 months, mom started putting you on your tummy for tummy time, and you started arching your back and you started arching your neck. And you did that to develop these secondary curves in your neck and in your low back. That's called the righting reflex. You crawl to reinforce it, and you will not stand until those are right. That's another reason why we don't make kids stand until they're ready to stand. Side note, when you've done that, you are in this perfect spine position, and now you're in the perfect position to absorb force from walking, from lifting, from all the things of daily life. And then again, we sent you to school and we put you in a chair, and then you round out your low back, and then you're looking down. And so now you round out your neck and you're going back to that fetal position. And we do that for 12 years of primary education. And then we do that for 48 years of secondary and graduate or master's level education. And then we stick you in a job that you're doing that. And so deviated posture is a major precursor that messes people up. It's subtle, so we don't look at it primarily until you go to the chiropractor's office, and then they ask you to stand against the wall, and you can't even get your head back against the wall because you're so rounded forward. So to get an idea of where neutral spine is, butt, shoulder blades, back of your head in contact with the wall, that's neutral spine, okay? To get that neutral spine position back, there are 4 things I tell patients to do. You're not going to like them. Try them slowly as you're working with the compression, distension technique, and the stretching techniques. I want you to also, number 1, you're going to start doing tummy time again. Call it a McKenzie exercise if you want an adult term for it. That's the physical therapist that came to this knowledge and understanding, and he called it McKenzie exercise, but all it is tummy time. And what that looks like, follow me over here, is you're just simply going to get back onto your stomach, just on the equivalent of your shoulders or a pillow under your chest. I don't need something too exaggerated, but I want something just subtle so that I'm starting to get that arch in my low back, and I want to look up. So this is me playing games with my kids in this position. This is me reading off of a screen or my book in this position. This is me just hanging out and talking with my wife in that position. That's number 1, tummy time. That is to be done very gradually. I have a rule of 1 times 3. And what it is you do 1 minute, get out of that position, walk around for a little bit, make sure everything feels okay. Then you could do it for another minute, Get out of that position, walk around, make sure everything's okay, and then another minute. The reason is because when you go into that position, if you are molded forward at all, to get that molded back in this position, you have to leverage the joints in your neck and your lower back for that to happen. As they are leveraging against one another, they have a tendency to suction together like a suction cup on glass and stick together. And it's going to feel like you threw your back or your neck out if they do. So that's why you're just doing a minute at a time. Get out of that position. If they do stick together, it'll feel fairly sharp. If that does happen, stay calm and just slowly start moving it back and forth in a position that you can, sideways, left and right, to get that, and it'll usually come right on done for you. And you could do the same thing for your low back. So say if you stayed there, invariably stayed there too long, you can then just start moving the low back around, and that will typically get that unstuck for you. Okay, so 1 minute times 3 days in a row. No problems, we can double. Then we can go 2 minutes times 3 days in a row. 4 minutes times 3 days in a row. 8 minutes, and then 16. When you get to 16, you only have to do it twice, because all I want is 30 minutes a day. And then once you get past 16, then you're on to straight 30. Do it 30 minutes a day. So that's number one, is your tummy time. Start getting that back into your lifestyle to start to get reorientated to that neutral spine position. Number two, again, you're going to hate it. You're going to love me later for it though. Sleep flat on your back without a pillow. I can't tell you how many people's lives, how many spines have changed from that simple exercise alone. You're out there, you're chasing comfort with all these pillows. I have patients coming in and they've got sleeping with 4 or 5 pillows. They chase comfort. You need to chase optimal mechanics first, let comfort follow. Flat on your back without a pillow. I want you to start that way every night, the first 20 minutes of every night. Just give me the first 20. If it hurts, get out of that position. Maybe you only give me 5 every night, but give me as much as you can. But pretty soon you're going to start falling asleep in this position, and I'm going to start grabbing hours every night in this position. This is one of the most effective means to remolding, because we can spend 6 to 8 hours every night in this position. So sleeping flat on your back without a pillow is number 2. Number 3 is your workstation. You need to move to the standing desk. I know you're going to hate that idea. You can still sit for dinner, movies, and road trips, but you need to get a standing desk. I, as a chiropractor, had to move to a permanent standing desk. I got a crappy stool so that I sit, my butt goes numb in 2 minutes, and I'm back standing again. Stand for 80% of your workday. That's number 1. Number 2, get the monitor height up. Get back into this position. Again, head, shoulder blades, butt on against the wall where your eyes are on the horizon. That's the middle of your monitor. That's where your monitor needs to be. It can go higher, but it cannot go lower. If it goes lower, that's going to pull your head forward and to look at that monitor. So get your monitor, get your standing desk, and get your monitor heights up. And last, commuting. When you're driving that car, get the top of that headrest in between the top of the ear and the top of the head. That's the top of the headrest, and get your head back against it. So you're going to drive like that. You may have to put a sticky note on your rearview mirror that reminds you to get your head back, because you'll drive like this and then you'll start doing this again. And then you'll see the sticky note and get your head back here. As those structures, the discs and those ligaments, start to remold back into that position, because that's where they want to be. Anatomically, your spine wants to be here. Physiologically, the discs, ligaments, etc., are molded here. So once they start going back this way, they're going to start matching the anatomy. Everyone's going to be happier. You're going to be more comfortable in this position than you were in this position. That also goes for walking down the street, running down the street. Try to start training your eyes to get out, looking out again, as opposed to looking down. We've all stepped in that hole, stepped off a curb, twisted our ankle, and now we all walk around like this all the time. Try to get those eyes out, get those shoulders over, ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. You feel like you look ridiculous, but you don't. Someone were to look at you, they'd just say, gosh, that girl's got great posture. That's all they would say. That's all they would see. And so start getting out, getting your eyes out, looking out, let your peripheral vision start catching that stuff. Obviously, if you're out hiking in the woods, no, look down, watch where you're going. But when we're on the road, we're on the sidewalks, we're on a safe place, try to train yourself to look out again. When you're walking, try to look out again. Glasses, it's tough. It's tough because the peripheral vision doesn't work as well, but maybe you take a quick look down and then you're back up and then look down again. But if you work on those things, we have to change our posture. We have to change to this position 51% of the day, period. So if you can get into that position, if you do all those things I'm asking, you're going to be in that position 70 to 80% of the day. And so your posture is going to change very rapidly. Okay, thank you for watching. That's going to conclude the posture considerations for the neck. Please take those into consideration. Please comment. Please ask questions down below.